welcome to Embracing the Journey. My name is Crystal Delgado, and I'm so happy to have you here on my third episode. Today I'm going to be interviewing Ermis. He has done so many amazing things, not just in the photography industry, but as a hustler himself. I'm so happy to have someone here who's going to share their journey, tell you more about what it takes to really put all the ambition together and become a great person as a whole.
Thank you. My name is Ermis Martinez. I'm from Lawrence, Massachusetts. I work 3 jobs and I'm 18.
And that's really why I chose to speak with Ermis, because at that age, I was nowhere near as much of a hustler as he is. So with that being said, I really want to get into how he balances life, how he's able to not only do great photography and put his love into his craft, but also make sure he's hustling to create a better future for himself. So beyond his amazing portfolio, he's made a name in photography. He's been able to dive deep into what he really wants to be in life, and today we're going to uncover that. So I want to ask you, Ermis, with your journey in photography, it's pretty inspiring, I must say. It's impressive to know that at your age you've done so much. So just take us back to the moment when you realized that photography is what you really want to dive into. When was that?
Okay, that's a really good question. So basically, during the football season when I got injured, it was like it was tough. It was really tough because at that point I'm like, okay, I can't work. It's the football season. I have to be there for the team and just really just be able to support in some way. And so basically, I had bought a digital camera off Marketplace. So I'm like, you know what? Let's give this a try. So I started filming the football practices, and the boys they were loving it. They were like, yo, like, you should take this for real.
Yeah.
So come around like Christmas time, like right after Christmas, my boy Jakin, he actually had a Canon T100 for sale. He's like, bro, just take it out my hands.
Nice.
He did not tell me the screen was broken.
Oh wow.
He told me, he's like, yo, it's just a lot of glad, you could fix that, whatever, cool. I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll deal with it. It was a good package, to be honest, because it came with multiple lens, cool, camera body, all right, whatever. I started using the camera. I'm like, yo, like, I can fix this, right? He's like, yeah, you can fix this. Whole damn time, it was a broken screen. It was completely white, so I was using the viewfinder the whole time.
So you couldn't even see when you were doing it?
I couldn't see anything. I was really just framed. It was a good shot. Like, boom, like, import, whatever, cool, edit. And so afterwards, like, that's when my page really started to, like, bro, like, people were just, they were liking the content. They were enjoying the content. The profile was getting a lot of traffic or whatever. And so at that point, I'm like, okay, I just got my first client. It was a real estate shoot. And I'm like,
it's like a house?
Yeah, no, it was like for like
agents?
Yeah, it was a portrait thing.
Cool.
And so I was like, oh damn, like I really just got paid this much. Maybe I can really just keep this flow going or whatever. And then boom, like the rest is history.
And what year was that?
That was just a couple months ago.
Oh, so you don't even have like a year doing what you do?
Nah, it's been like,
wow.
I really started in March. So it's been 6 months.
That's crazy. So you really put like your time and that goes to show that it doesn't matter how much time you have to do what you do. If you love it and you put your heart into it, then you can really go far.
Yeah.
So you were a student athlete, right? And you had your injury. Is that something that you want to go back to doing, or what's your journey now with your athleticism?
So basically, I'm gonna just give you the whole rundown. Each and every year I've been injured. My freshman year I broke my clavicle. Sophomore year it was cool until like the last couple games I had a concussion, and that was honestly my best football year. Like high school, that year was really good. Junior year I dislocated my knee.
Oh my god.
Senior year I dislocated the other knee. And it just got to a point I'm like, all right, what am I gonna do now? Because in reality, the only reason I went to Central was for football.
Oh, no way.
In 8th grade, like I didn't really have that much guidance. Like I had really good grades or whatever. I was in advanced classes, but like no shade. But my counselors, it was like, all right, you're either going to Lawrence High or you're gonna have like best luck with you, like to go wherever school you want. But it was really no guidance.
You went to Central, right? And then you had all these injuries getting in the way. And obviously when you went for football, how did it feel like looking back like, damn, like now I'm ending it, not even, like you're ending it as a whole different person essentially. You're not even what you identified as. So how was it like coming to terms with the fact that like you're not leaving as an athlete, a student athlete, you're not leaving as a photographer and all the other things you did?
As blunt as I'm gonna put it, as soon as I started making the money, I was like, all right, well, you know what? Like, this could be something. Like,
Yeah.
and it was difficult. It really was difficult because when I did get injured, each and every time, like in the hospital, I did have conversations. I'm like, all right, like, what am I gonna do now? I'm not gonna lie, like I was depressed. I was really depressed, and it was difficult because at that point, I'm like, okay, like I really do not have a set plan right now. I was really just gonna drop out and
No, I get that.
and just start trade school. But at that point, it was like, all right, like your parents are paying this, like how much for you to come here? There's no point. So as soon as the money started coming in, I started to come to terms with that. I'm like, you know what, like this really could be something. So I just kept going.
I appreciate your transparency because even like as a man, a lot of people admit like that was a low moment for me. It was depressing, and for you to turn like the lemons into lemonade and to really find the happiness in what you do now, that's hard to know when you identify something and then life does a hurt at you. Like, okay, now I have to reinvent who I am, reinvent my goals, and replan things. And that goes into my next question, actually, because you've been consistent the past 6 months. A lot of people quit things, and you've been consistent, and then you took the risk as well. So that seems to be like a major theme right now, I guess, for your 2023, because you haven't even had a year doing this. So I want to ask, why don't you share a time when you pushed your boundaries and how it paid off in your work, when you did something you never thought you could do in this career, in this field?
So I ain't gonna lie, that question just gave me goosebumps. There was a point where I had told everybody around me, like just my circle, I'm like, yo, like, I think it was like the third week I started doing this. I told my boys, I'm like, yo, like I'm gonna be posting 3 times a week, whether or not you guys like the content or not. Like, I'm gonna still be putting it out there, just so people can see my portfolio. Because obviously, we all start somewhere. And I got a call from, I don't know if you know Shoot the Eye.
Yeah.
My boy Joel, he calls me, and he's like, yo, like I got this Patriots pair coming to House of Athletes. That's the gym that I work at, and I'm not like I don't know if you want to come shoot. I'm like, bro, I would love to go shoot that over there. And I feel like it was God's time. Like it wasn't something I had planned. So
how much experience did you have at that time?
A couple weeks.
Wow, that's crazy.
A couple weeks. And so basically, I went in, I executed, I took my pictures, boom, boom, and then that same exact day, they Ace Digital, shout out Ace Digital, those are my guys. You already know. That same day, I was introduced to Hove, which is Joel's business partner, a part of Ace Digital, and they're like, yo, like, so Joel, he was vouching for me, and he just told me like, yo, like, he was telling Hove, like, yo, this kid, he really has a lot of potential. We should take him on a test trial. I'm just standing there, I'm like, yo, like, what you mean test trial? He's like, bro, we have a bunch of Patriots players coming into Seaport tonight. And it's gonna be at Grace by Nia. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. But he I was all in. I just told my mom. I called her right away. Mom, like he was like, all right, call your mom, do what you gotta do. But like, bro, we need you in this. And so basically, like that night was honestly like a night that shifted my energy. To be honest with you, because I feel like had I not gone to that place, because it was filled with a whole bunch of people. I met Robert Kraft.
Wow, that's so dope.
The McCourty twins, a whole bunch of like big name people, and to be in a room full of like those influential like individuals, it was really motivating.
Yeah.
It was really motivating because coming from where we come from, it's like, who's really doing that right now?
Yeah, not a lot of people.
Yeah, so
you were around those people, and now you're one of the youngest, one of the newest. So, not just in that event, but has there been moments now in your career where you just like you feel intimidated, or you just go in with that mentality? It's like.
So it's like a mixture of both.
Yeah.
So I think it was a week after or 2 weeks after I was invited again to go back and shoot for a certain event at Grace by Nia, and at that point it was 50 Cent who was there.
Nice.
And it was, let me tell you, that night was really eventful for the fact that, cool, I'm over here thinking I'm all ready and prepared to shoot. My whole game plan was, all right, shoot candid photos, take pictures of them, enjoy the restaurant, take pictures of the restaurant. We're gonna do promo for the food, the drinks, whatever. 50 Cent's gonna be here, whatever, cool. Come to find out, as soon as 50 Cent comes here, I'm over here with my flash, I'm trying to shoot. the flash was not on.
Oh no.
It was not working. I'm
and that's a dim restaurant, right?
it was super dark.
Yeah.
Like super dark. You can't shoot without your flash.
So how do you reroute that?
I ran to Joel. I couldn't even run. That thing is too packed. So I had to walk to Joel. I'm like, yo, like I tapped him, yo, like I don't got no batteries.
Wow.
He's like, what you mean you don't got no batteries? I'm like, bro, I don't have batteries for my flash. So it was honestly like it was a whole shit show. I'm not gonna lie. It was a mess. And so basically, Hove, because he doesn't shoot, like he's just a graphic designer. He's like, damn, you're our manager.
Wow.
So he's like, yo, like I'm gonna try to look for batteries. He went to the, I don't know what he did, but he resolved. In the meantime, I was shooting for the food, the performances, and just praying to God, like, yo, like hopefully this works out.
But you made it work. Some people would have just sat there with the camera just waiting. But
nah, so like in certain situations like that, I've learned that you just cannot sit there and wait at all. You cannot sit there and wait at all for the fact that like I missed a big moment that night.
Oh really?
I missed a big moment that night that I felt like, all right, you know what, maybe I cannot work with these guys no more.
Wow.
So there was a point where Nia, the owner of the restaurant, shook hands with 50 Cent. As a photographer, that's the picture you need. Like that's the staple right there. And as a company, like I let them down. And so I told them like, yo, like no, like not even gonna lie, like I really do apologize on my part. Like that's on me. And on the ride like back home, it's really inspiring to be with these two men because like I was expecting to get like blown at, like yo, like you really missed this moment. That's for us. Like you really like, but no, it wasn't even like that for real. They were just telling me like, yo, like shit happens, like
that's real.
And at the end of the day, like we still want you, so like we want you to know, like there's like we're human, so we're gonna make mistakes, and at the end of the day, we're still gonna have you. We're still gonna have you at events, and it was really cool to just be in that certain environment and just learn that all right, you know what, maybe this could really be something I could really aim for.
Nah, and I see you grown with them, you know, as a team. I saw when you first started to now, and it looks like you have a wonderful business relationship. And that's so important too with what you're doing. Like you're creative. It's not like it's a job. So to work as a team is important. Who you're working with, what you're doing. And I can relate because even with Jay, you know, as a business partner, there's been moments I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna be mad at me. He's not gonna understand. He's gonna be upset. And it's complete opposite. He gives great advice. He leads. And that too, I'm sure it's developing you into a leader. So when someone's in your shoes, you know, you can guide them in that company too. So that's pretty dope to see, you know, your growth with them and how they're guiding you to be better.
Thank you.
I love that. So I know you got the opportunity to photograph a bunch of great people. You mentioned Robert Kraft, you said 50 Cent, and I know you also met Marcus Smart, right? Did you get to shoot that day?
Yes. Okay. So for those that don't know, Marcus Smart is my guy. He's always been my favorite NBA player ever since IT, of course. If you're not hip, get hip. But yeah, so basically, it was interesting how that whole situation happened because I feel like with me. Like when I first started, I was not doing my research at all. So I just pulled up to the event expecting to be able to shoot, and luckily I was able to shoot. So I ended up going with my siblings, and I told them like, yo, like be prepared because there are gonna be some big name people here. Cool. We entered the spot 2 hours early, and Aaron James, I didn't know what he looked like at all, but who's Marcus Smart's videographer, photographer.
I saw those shots, so they were great.
Yeah, so he's the first one at the door. I'm like, yo, my name is Ermis. I'm supposed to be shooting for my boy Daryl. And he's like, oh, cool. My name is Aaron. I'm like, yo, hold on. Aaron James? He's like, yeah, bro, what's up? And it's super cool in this industry because a lot of these people, they're always behind the camera. Like, you never see, like the true them. So for me to meet Aaron James, like, that was really, it was motivating for me because he's somebody that's so humble and it was really inspiring. But back to the chase, yeah, so I shot the whole day one, day two, and it was pretty funny because after, like, let's say after a quarter or after halftime, we would rush upstairs, edit, boom, send it to Aaron or whoever was managing the whole account. They would post, then boom, go back to the game, and it was like it was really cool to see because you have a whole bunch of like amazing content creators, like let's say Showtime Manny. It was a whole bunch of people there. And it was like such a fluid team.
Yeah, how'd that feel to be around some people like you? Like
it was really cool. It was honestly really dope. And just to go back and forth, like, all right, I don't like how you did this. Can you fix that? It was such a like mind blowing experience for me, to be honest, because I don't think other than my boy Adele, like I don't have
A community.
The community to like really just okay, like can you fix this picture? Maybe it could look better like that. But I was in a room full of at least like 12 people in one room just editing and just getting the content out.
And that's so good too, and that's something a lot of people struggle with. As a creative too, I get it. Like it feels lonely the process, but that's what I do love about Minds of Purpose is that we're not just marketing, we're not just events, we have community. So we have all the different communities like the Purposeful Media, where all these photographers and videographers and content creators can be. We have purposeful models and talent where it's like that community. So we have so many different aspects, and that's important, especially in Lawrence. It's like everybody's kind of against each other, but now we're uniting more. And that's what I love about what we do is that we're building those connections. You know, you've been to our events, you see the people that come out, and even for myself, like I had friends, but now I have people in what I enjoy in my field. So I love that for you too, that you found that with them.
When I first started this, it was during basketball season.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, I'm just like, all right, please like and share. Even on Snapchat, like you can ask like everybody that I have on Snapchat. I would send it to everybody. I would post it on my story. I would put the link there. I'm like, yo, like show love, boom, boom. And it was really like eye opening because it's like, all right, like cool, like maybe you're not being as supportive as I would want you to be, but I appreciate you for like, you know, at least giving it a look. And having my boy Yandel there, it's really cool to see because he's also younger than me. But at the same time, when I first started it, it was like I was the little brother, in such a weird way, because I'm over here like asking him for all this, like, all right, yo, how can I help this? Like he's giving me all this advice, and for that, like I truly appreciate him for real. Like me and him, we're locked in right now, like for real. We got some crazy things on the way.
I love it. I can't wait, and I can attest to it. Yeah, that like age is just a number. Tell them that all the time. Like even for you, it does not matter. It's just about like your heart and how you move, and I can tell with both of y'all, it's very genuine. And that's real. And I can't wait to see where you're gonna be in 5 years. Like that's the crazy part.
Yo, all I'm gonna say is, I don't know when you're gonna post this, but we actually have a blog on the way.
Oh, really? He told me about it. So when is that happening? So
we already have. So it's already filmed. We just rendered the video today. All I'm gonna say is to all my car people, you will enjoy this video. I recently just got a new car. Not that recently, but I just got it repainted. And it was a whole rundown of the car that I have, and I'm pretty sure that after this video releases, I will be posting that other video. So just stay tuned for that. And yeah, I mean, I have so much in store, like it's insane.
No, and that's good to keep planning, keep rerouting. Even how you were saying, you know, you weren't afraid to share what you're doing with other people, and that's so important. Some people hold back because of the fear of judgment, because of the fear of being, you know, overlooked or ignored. But you can't even worry about the haters. You gotta focus on the people supporting.
No, you can't be like that.
You know, and I also know that you've been able to, because I know sometimes, you know, you do your job, you do a gig, you go out of your way to go on social media and post and really feed into your craft. So how is it for you, you know, balancing what you do, balancing both jobs, and then what's your time management like? Like, how is that? How are you able to do everything?
Oh, man. So, okay, so my weekday schedule it's all over the place.
Okay.
Basically, so my main job right now is I'm a teacher / group leader for Latchkey. And so I start work from either 7 to 3 or 9:30 to 5:30. After that, it's pretty funny too, because since it's my side hustle, I'm always telling people like, yo, hit me up after 5:30. I'm ready, like whenever you are. And then on Sundays, I work at the gym. And I'm like, I used to work Saturdays and Sundays, but at this point, like it's not convenient for me because I'm losing a lot of clients on Saturdays.
Yeah.
I might I don't know, but it's something that I feel like is one of my gifts. Like I'm able to time manage very good.
So tell us a tip, like what helps you manage your time, your schedule, and everything you got going on?
To be honest with you, I obviously when I have a planned shoot, I put it in my calendar. Mm-hmm. But if you want me to wake up, I have at least like 7 alarms ready, bro. They're just ready. Just like let's say I want to wake up at 7, all right, boom. Start at 5 and just 10-minute intervals and then.
But you're up, you know?
Yeah, I'm up.
I would not want to be in the room with you.
No.
Okay. So that's real, you know, setting alarms, putting it in your calendar, really planning it out. I know for me, that's hard too, to have all these things going on. And that it is like writing it out. I go on ChatGPT, Great AI, and I plan out my day. And then the alarm, I keep it actually across the room. So that way I can physically get out of my bed and go shut it off instead of staying in bed snoozing. So that's my tip.
That's actually not bad. That's not bad, yeah.
Get out of bed. Once you're on your feet, you don't even feel like going back to bed.
I don't know.
Yeah, but there's been moments where I snooze with my eyes closed and I go back. But it's very rare.
It is what it is. We doing it.
Yeah, for sure. So I know that as well. You're a recent high school graduate, and you're on the cusp of starting a new chapter. So what does that look like? Because I know not everyone goes to college, not everyone goes for a job. What are you gonna do now?
So I am going to college. I'm going to Marymount College, and I'm going to study business, marketing, and finance. And I do want to point out, it was such a big accomplishment for me to even just graduate high school.
Yeah.
Although a lot of people overlook that step,
Mm-hmm.
in my family, it's not very. It's common, but it's not very that. It's not that very common.
Yeah.
And so it was. I've never felt so happy.
Yeah.
Because I really just graduated and boom, we headed to the turf field. I see my parents crying. I'm like, yo, don't make me cry. And just to see all those kids, damn, we really just did this. Now it's another 4 years, and who knows where the future will take us.
I agree. So, and that's so true. It is overlooked, but it's such a flex. My mom was a teen mom, so she didn't do traditional diploma route. She did a GED. And that it's really common too in Lawrence. It's you don't finish, or even our parents are immigrants, they even do high school back home.
Exactly.
So I'm proud of you too. Congrats, because this is honestly the best summer of your life. I love the summer of my senior year, and that you're gonna remember this one. I know you've done a lot of crazy things
Bro,
as well,
a
memorable
whole bunch
stuff.
of stuff this year.
I love that for you. So now you're gonna go on to Marymount. So are you dorming? Are you commuting?
Oh, I'm definitely commuting. I'm not dorming.
So how do you plan to implement what you do into the college lifestyle?
Alright, so basically I've already been tapped in with a bunch of the football players there because a bunch of them are coming from my high school. And so not even just for football too, just lifestyle. I've been just doing my research or whatever, and I've been going to the campus a lot more often. I'm like, alright, cool. This will be a nice little setting for this kind of occasion, or maybe let's say football games. It's just a whole bunch of I don't even know how to put it together. I have such an eye for things. When it comes to photography wise, videography wise, I'm not the guy yet. That's why I have Yandel.
Yeah.
I use him. But it's a really good balance. We tag team off each other. But I mean.
So now you're headed there, right? You kind of scope the area already. A lot of people don't do that. They wait till they get there, okay, what am I gonna do now? And I know that you're starting school soon, right?
Yeah, I started next week.
Oh, you start next week. Okay. So now, how's your time management, your schedule gonna change with everything you're doing?
So it's I actually had a discussion today with one of my managers at my main job. And I have to miss 2 days of work, but luckily I am still working, so I appreciate them for not letting me go. And
Okay.
no, but other than that, it's gonna be the same schedule. If anything, I'm gonna have more time because on Mondays and Wednesdays I will be available. So hit me up. I need clients, but it's gonna be interesting how I do it because obviously college is much more different than high school. But I feel like I'm more than ready to start. If anything, I want to start today, get those assignments done, graduate. Yeah.
Got the first year of school fit ready to
Exactly.
go.
I got my shit ready.
And I will attest to college. I walked into it kind of thinking, oh, it's not that hard, and that's something I'm gonna ask you now is what's your plan for self-care, for taking care of you, for really understanding when you have to take a break? How are you gonna go about doing that?
I'm not gonna lie, that's why I have my girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's why I have my girlfriend. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing too much, and at times it really does get stressful. But I've learned from my parents stress is something to deal with. But as Dominicans, I honestly feel stress is not a real thing at all because we're always working. We are always working, hustling, and I really do appreciate my parents for that. But when it comes to really time to take a break and stuff, I give a shout out to my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go get a pedicure, let's do a manicure.
I love that.
But
that's, you need that. Your community is so important in your tribe, and having a partner that supports you and still is there to catch you when you're down. That's key, and that's what I want to ask you. I didn't know if I want to talk about love, but I guess since you brought it up, the table's open.
No, the table's open.
I see she supports you, so I want to know. I guess you guys started dating when? Tell me about the timeline, how that happened.
Alright, so let me get you hit. So basically, I've been knowing that she liked me. I've been knowing she's over there by the way. I've been knowing that she liked me, and she was really close friends with my cousin that went to Central as well. And so cool, whatever. We introduced ourselves to each other, and from then on, the rest is history. It's funny because her mom was actually one of my kindergarten teachers.
Oh wow, the way the world works. So you have a kindergarten picture of her mom?
No, but she has a picture of me.
She has a picture of you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She has a picture of me. But Nah, yeah, I mean,
So how long ago was that when you guys?
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Okay, wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw the prom pictures they ate, y'all. Go check it out. They
Go
look
check
cute.
that. Go check it out.
Yeah, but that's what I want to ask. You know, she's been supporting you for a while. She's seen your growth to go from being a football player, being a student athlete, to now being a photographer, so an entrepreneur essentially. So how do you manage, like, you know, not all partners are supportive, some of them don't understand. So how do you manage just kind of the relationship, like life work balance? What does that look like?
So basically, not only with just my relationship, like even just with my parents and my siblings, like it does get difficult because at times I don't even have time for myself.
I agree.
At times they do get tough, and people do want to hang out and chill, and so basically, like it does get tough. It does get tough, but at times, like, all right, like she's very supportive and she's understanding, like, all right, you have a client at this time, can we probably hang out after or whenever you're ready to. And yeah, but I feel like at times though, it does get difficult for me and my family because as soon as I get home, it's usually like 8 or 9 p.m. I'm already tired. I want to go to bed.
Yeah.
I gotta take a shower. I gotta eat. Boom, go to sleep. Next morning, I go to work, and it's like I barely see them.
Yeah, it's hard, and they don't even. For me, I faced that a lot going into entrepreneurship. Even today, my family's like, "Hey, like your grandma's here from DR. Come home, come eat." And I'm like, I gotta work. I gotta film the podcast. I gotta do calls, and it's really difficult because they don't see the vision right now. But I'm like, just wait till I can give you that car, that house. Like it's gonna pay off. You know what I'm doing is gonna be worth it. But I do believe it's also important to know, like, okay, I can sacrifice this gig or this hangout, this event to be with my family for today because family is everything.
No, most definitely, and you need to be able to do that. You need to be able to say that because a lot of photographers, like, obviously, when I first started off, like, I was hungry. I was very hungry. Now it's gotten much more lenient and I'm more chill, but at the same time, like, all right, when the money comes, like, when it's time, like, I'm ready to execute. And so I'm just glad I have that support that's ready for me and you understand.
And that's good to know. I know that also you seem pretty popular because if you were on the football team, I know athletes are usually popular. You're pretty outgoing. I've seen you at events. You know, you kind of work the room. So how is it for you? Like, I guess is that like putting aside, you know, that you're young, that you're doing something that's different. How are you able to navigate, I guess, the networking aspect of things? Because you're pretty good at just sending the pictures and the post, like, go like it, I don't care. So how does that feel for you? Like, how do you take rejection? How do you take self-doubt? How does that work for you?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't do it. I don't deal with it. It's as simple as that. Like, if you really pay mind to the doubt, like, it's really just not gonna get you anywhere. And that's just getting as blunt as possible. Because at the end of the day, you're focusing on the negative side.
Yeah.
I try my best to focus on the positive side. All right, maybe this may not be the best, but all right, in the end, like, what will be a good outcome that could potentially happen? So I have gotten rejected multiple times, like, for business opportunities.
Yeah.
I don't want to put that out there, what opportunities I've had, but obviously, like, it does suck. And at the end of the day, you just have to be, all right, who's the next one I can go to?
For sure.
And it's just something that you learn as time goes on.
No, thank you for sharing that. That's pretty vulnerable to say, like, you know, I've taken an L, I've been rejected, or it didn't work out how I wanted it to, and that's really a part of the journey that I wanted to discuss with you. I do want to end this off by just asking, you know, we've talked about it all. We talked about how your path has changed, you know, what's next, but I want to really know, outside from all that, like, is there moments in your career where you're kind of questioning it, your path or what you're doing, or is there any, like, vulnerable moments you're like, damn, like, I'm scared?
At first, yes.
Yeah.
At first, because I wasn't getting paid. If I'm being honest, I was doing everything for free. Basketball photos, family pictures, weddings, birthdays. I was doing it all. But at the end of the day, like, you need to make that sacrifice because, all right, let's say I do an event and it doesn't go as planned.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't free. You didn't have to pay for it. I'm still learning. And that's how I really just thought about it. But, like, as time went on, obviously the money was coming in. I'm like, all right, so I have no choice but to get better.
Yeah.
And in that aspect, it was I just had to continue just to keep pushing or whatever. And I don't know, like.
No, that's great. You know, that's good to know that you don't see failure as an obstacle, you just see it as a stepping stone, and that's great. That's what it's about. That's what Embracing Journey is about, is looking at the glass half full and really turning lemons into lemonade. With that being said, this is a great chat. I'm so glad I got to know you better, that people can see who you are. Let them know where they can find you and how to stay connected.
Alright, so basically, y'all can find me on IG, Martinez Flicks, on YouTube too. I have the content coming out soon, so stay tuned with that. And I really do, guys, I really do hope you enjoyed this episode, to be honest with you. And thank you for having me.
Of course. It was so great chatting with Ermis. Please stay tuned for more content from Embracing the Journey. I have so many great interviews in mind, more topics, and I can't wait to share with you how to grow to your best self. Thank you for watching. Bye.